Bonjour et bienvenue à notre leçon de grammaire. Hello and welcome to our grammar lesson for today. Content d'être avec vous. Happy to be with you. Aujourd'hui, on apprend les prépositions et les conjonctions. Today we're learning preposition and conjunctions. Conjunctions are those little words like and, or, but, then. You might be familiar to some of those, but you might also learn a few new ones today. We're also going to learn prepositions, other little words that are very useful in sentences, like for, from, off, away, before. Now, the equivalents of those prepositions in English are not necessarily exact in French. For example, a with an accent can mean many different things depending on the context. So we're going to look at each one of those prepositions in French and see the different meanings it can have depending on the context. And we'll do that by using those prepositions in sentences that I will translate for you and that you will repeat after me so you get right away to practice those prepositions, learn some new vocabulary, and work on your pronunciation at the same time. On commence. Let's start. Let's start with conjunctions, les conjonctions. So let's look at the list. This is not an exhaustive list, but those are the most used prepositions. Et can mean and. Ou is or. Now it's not the ou with the accent on the u, because that would be where. Mais is but. Ensuite means then or next. Puis means the same thing, then or next, depending on the context. And then finally, donc, which is so or therefore. So let's look at a few sentences. Those are easy ones, so we're not going to spend too much time on those. Cet homme est honnête et courageux. This man is honest and brave. Cet homme est honnête et courageux. J'aime le football et le tennis. I like soccer and tennis. J'aime le football et le tennis. Je veux manger chinois ou japonais. I want to eat Chinese or Japanese. Je veux manger chinois ou japonais. Notice here that chinois and japonais do not take a capital letter. The only time that those foreign names take a capital letter is when we're referring to a Chinese person or a Japanese person or a French person. Il est gentil, mais pas très intelligent. He is nice, but not very smart. Il est gentil, mais pas très intelligent. On va au cinéma, ensuite on va au resto. We go to the movies, then we go to the restaurant. On va au cinéma, ensuite on va au resto. Now here, resto is short for restaurant, of course. In that case, it's spelled with an O. Faites cuire le poulet, puis ajoutez le vin blanc. Cook the chicken, then add the white wine. Faites cuire le poulet, puis ajoutez le vin blanc. On va au cinéma et puis après, on va au restaurant. This is another way to say the same thing than earlier. But in this case, we use et puis après, and then after. So we go to the movies, and then after, we go to the restaurant. On va au cinéma, et puis après, on va au restaurant. Je suis ton père, donc tu dois m'écouter. I am your father, so, therefore, you must listen to me. Je suis ton père, donc tu dois m'écouter. Donc, si je comprends bien, il n'est jamais venu. So, if I understand correctly, he never came. Donc, si je comprends bien, il n'est jamais venu. Il n'est jamais venu is the passé composé, tense that we've already learned and that we're going to practice today again in our conjugation video. Prepositions. Now we finish with the conjunctions because we're going to use those, and we've already used those in our practice videos many times, and we'll do it over and over. And there's not much to learn about that. Prepositions. So this is a list of the prepositions that in English that we're going to learn today. Although some of the French equivalent might be just one for many, meaning one French preposition might mean many different prepositions in English. Example, de can mean of or from. Je viens de Paris a come from Paris. Je viens de Paris. Ces hommes ont peur de lui. His men are afraid of him. Ces hommes ont peur de lui. Elle boit une bouteille d'eau. She drinks a bottle of water. Elle boit une bouteille d'eau. Pendant, which is also used in relation to time, can mean during, for, or while. Elles ont dansé pendant des heures. They danced for hours. Elles ont dansé pendant des heures. Elle lit ses courriels pendant qu'elle attend le métro. That's a long one. She reads her emails. Les courriels are the emails in French. She reads her emails while she is waiting for the subway, for the métro. Elle lit ses courriels pendant qu'elle attend le métro. So pendant que is what we use when pendant is followed by a full sentence. If we said pendant la nuit, during the night, we would not use que. But if we have a full sentence following pendant, we're going to use que and the abbreviated que apostrophe if it starts with a vowel right after that. For example, elle lit ses courriels pendant qu'elle attend le métro. Short little story about courriel. Courriel is one of those French words that was invented to replace an English word. In France, there is what's called l'Académie Française, the French Academy. Their purpose is to defend the French language from the invasion of foreign words, especially English words. Because of the dominance of the United States over the world and the pop culture coming through radio, television, and movies, many English or American words are adopted very quickly by the French. And so email was one of them, for example. What they'll do is they'll get together and they'll come up with a word to replace the English word. And then they'll try to push French people to use that word instead of using the English word. Now, there is a law that says that broadcasters, so like the news on TV, and advertisers have to use the new French word. So in commercials on TV, for example, they'll be using courriel, and on the news, they'll be using the word courriel instead of email. That doesn't mean that all French people stop using the word email. To the contrary, many people still use it. But that's, I guess, a little effort that's being done to preserve the French language from the English invasion. Il a dormi pendant tout le spectacle. He slept during the whole show. Il a dormi pendant tout le spectacle. So here, pendant means during. Another preposition, used very often, en. Can mean in, on, to, or by. So let's see some examples. Ils voyagent en Italie. They are traveling in Italy. Ils voyagent en Italie. Elle est en vacances. She is on vacation. So here, en means on, and that's a common use of en, but it's always like on vacation, on strike. It's not on the table. For on the table or on the roof, we use another preposition called sur that we're going to see in a minute. So, elle est en vacances. She is on vacation. Elle est en vacances. Les vacances, always plural, means vacation. Les ouvriers sont en grève. The workers are on strike. Another use of en for on. Les ouvriers sont en grève. As you know, it happens a lot in France. Ils vont en Europe. They are going to Europe. Ils vont en Europe. So here, en means to. Ils viennent en train. They are coming by train. Ils viennent en train. So here, en means by. Especially when we're talking about a means of transportation, we're going to use en. Il vient en vélo. He's coming by bike. In English, we would say he's coming on his bike. Il vient en vélo. Pour. This one is very straightforward. It's for, and that's all it means. C'est pour toi is for you. C'est pour toi. L'amour, c'est pour toujours. Love, it's forever. That's a famous French saying. L'amour, c'est pour toujours. I don't know if that's a true saying, but it is a French saying. L'exercice, c'est bon pour la santé. Exercise, it's good for your health. L'exercice, c'est bon pour la santé. C'est pour cette raison. It's for that reason. C'est pour cette raison. Il ne vient pas pour cette raison. He's not coming for that reason. Il ne vient pas pour cette raison. Sur, on. Now this one is not on strike or on vacation. We would be using en, but this is on the table, on the roof, on the branch. Sur. Les couverts sont sur la table. The silverware is on the table. Les couverts sont sur la table. Il est sur son chemin. He is on his way. Il est sur son chemin. Son chemin means his trail, his path. He is on his path, meaning he is on his way. Ça n'est pas sur la carte. It's not on the map. Ça n'est pas sur la carte. Sans, without. Je viens sans cravate. I am coming without a tie. Je viens sans cravate. Elle ne voit rien sans ses lunettes. She can't see anything without her glasses. Elle ne voit rien sans ses lunettes. Nous y allons sans toi. We are going there without you. Nous y allons sans toi. Vers, which means toward, which could also be said in English towards with an S, and around. Elle vient vers nous. She's coming toward us. Elle vient vers nous. C'est vers Lyon. It's around, it's close to Lyon. Lyon is a city in France, famous for its food and wine. C'est vers Lyon. Il finit son travail vers 5 heures. He finishes his job around 5. Il finit son travail vers 5 heures. So this is another use of vers for around or close to. And the S is silent. Avant, before. En France, on mange la salade avant le fromage. In France, we eat the salad before the cheese, before serving the cheese, which is right before dessert. En France, on mange la salade avant le fromage. Elle finit avant lui. She finishes before him. Elle finit avant lui. Après is after. On se sent bien après un bon repas. We feel good after a good meal. On se sent bien après un bon repas. Chez, at somebody's place. That's what chez means. Il habite encore chez sa mère. He still lives at his mother's. Il habite encore chez sa mère. Poor guy. J'achète du bœuf chez le boucher. I buy beef at the butcher's shop. J'achète du bœuf chez le boucher. So here we can use chez because we're talking about the butcher's place. Okay, le boucher being the butcher. Dans is in when we're talking about location, or during when we're talking about time. So dans can be used for time as well. Le poisson est dans le plat. The fish is in the dish. Le poisson est dans le plat. La ville de Nice est dans le sud de la France. The town of Nice, is in the south of France. La ville de Nice est dans le sud de la France. C'est dans mes moyens. It's in my means. C'est dans mes moyens. Il marche dans la rue. He's walking in the street. Il marche dans la rue. Je me lève dans 10 minutes. I am getting up in 10 minutes. Je me lève dans 10 minutes. Here we have the use of dans for during. Le marché est ouvert dans la nuit. The market is open during the night. Le marché est ouvert dans la nuit. Ah, that's a very commonly used preposition. Always takes an accent because without the accent it would be the verb avoir. And it can mean in, on, at, to, or away. Il vient à 2 heures. He's coming at 2 p.m. It could also be 2 a.m., but let's just assume it's 2 p.m. Il vient à 2 heures. Il est à Paris. He is in Paris. So here à means in. Il est à Paris. Il va à Paris. He goes to Paris. Il va à Paris. So how do we know if it's in or to? Well, that's based on the verb that precedes the preposition. In this case, il va is the verb aller, to go. So, of course, it's going to be to Paris. Elle habite à 5 kilomètres d'ici. She lives 5 kilometers away from here. So when we're using à to describe a distance or a time frame, then it's going to be translated as away. Elle habite à 5 kilomètres d'ici. Le rendez-vous est à 8 heures. The meeting is at 8 o'clock. Le rendez-vous est à 8 heures. Mon appartement est à 2 minutes de la Tour Eiffel. My apartment is 2 minutes away from the Eiffel Tower. So here we're describing a time frame, a distance in time. Okay, 2 minutes from the Eiffel Tower. So à can be translated as away. Mon appartement est à 2 minutes de la Tour Eiffel. L'avion est à l'heure. The plane is on time. So here, à means on, and that's the case when we're talking about on time. L'avion est à l'heure. Ils sont à pied. They are on foot. Ils sont à pied. Il fait tout à la main. He does it all by hand. So here, à means by. Il fait tout à la main. Now, very often, the preposition à will be used, and the preposition de as well, will be used in conjunction with a pronoun like me or you. So in this case, c'est à moi means it's mine. C'est à moi. Next week, we're learning pronouns, all the different pronouns in French. So we're going to go back to this and look at this in more detail next week. C'est à toi, it's yours. C'est à toi. Here in the example, ces hommes ont peur de lui, that we saw earlier, de is used also in conjunction with a pronoun. Lui, which means him. On a fini. We are done. For the grammar lesson anyway. I will see you on the conjugation lesson video. A little bit longer than usual this time. We have a lot to learn, so look forward to it. À bientôt.